So if you told me, I don't know, this time last year that I would be recording a Monday Medicine series, comfortable. No production, no lights, camera, ring camera, mic setup, just raw and unfiltered. And now we're on YouTube. But I like to deliver Monday Medicine in the way that I like to receive it, with ease, with nourishment, with spaciousness, without performance. Just real. So we'll start here. There's a new Substack that just went live. It is the second entry, a part of a new series that I just started called Session Notes Aftercare. And there's quite a bit of energy soaring in the air right now with Neptune and Aries and what that means, even for those of us that are not really into astrology, but still being affected by things that are happening above, around, and within us. So, Session Notes, I'm going to read a little bit of it and then extend the invitation for you to find your way into the medicine and get what you need. Eat the fish, preserve the bones, make a broth. Desire does not always speak the truth about itself. Sometimes it speaks in the language of old survival patterns. Sometimes fantasy loops that keep us safe from what we're actually hungry for. The body craves intensity when what it really needs is presence. It projects longing onto others when the real work is learning to generate heat from within. Okay, so a lot of this is rooted in medical astrology. It opens up that way. I give you a nice overview of what that means, what is Neptune, what is Aries, how I came to describe the fog amidst the desire. And then we drop into the actual notes from the session. We're going to call her D. And she came to me with I would say, disrupting somatic activation in her body, and the exact places where the planetary energy would show up in the body is where she was feeling this disruption. And so we begin with a conversation around a craving that she wanted to trace the origin of. Was it a core fear or a core desire? So she said, I keep craving this really aggressive masculine energy, and I don't know if it's actually what I want or if it's just, I don't know, a fantasy. I keep returning to it because it feels safe to want something I'm not actually going to pursue. Does that make sense? Of course it does. I can clearly see the Neptune and Aries energy here, but this is what I wrote and what I shared with her. The fog settling over the fire, the confusion between what the body is asking for and what the mind has decided the body must be asking for, because it logs pattern recognition, right? So I suggested that we slow down and we start asking different questions. So here's your Monday medicine. But when we slow down and drop into the soma, right, the body, and we ask different questions, not what do I want, but what is my body actually asking for when it pulls me towards a fantasy? Not is the desire real, but is this a signal or a strategy, right? So we know the feeling, the scrolling, the daydreaming, and getting caught up in the fantasy and all of that. The same energy, the same archetype. And so here is I would say, the meat and potatoes of the medicine. There's a question that we can't quite ask. Is this actually what I want, or is this what wanting has learned to look like? I propose to D, the client, something that I've been learning to sit with for myself. And so what I wrote was about recognizing the real hunger. What am I actually hungry for? Presence, my own, your own, and someone else's. The kind that doesn't perform, doesn't prove, doesn't flinch away from the full spectrum of who you are. Aliveness, the kind that moves through your system like a current. And safety, not the sanitized kind that keeps you small, but the wild kind, the kind that can hold all of your contradictions without needing you to make sense. There's a lot happening in you and around you. It won't all make sense, but just sit with the integrity of what it is. February 7th, we're going to continue this conversation about Eros, uses of the erotic, gratitude to Audre Lorde, and more things on pleasure through devotion as our season opens up next month. And I want to invite you into sitting with us as we discuss this radical idea that the erotic is not just about sex. It's about power and feeling deeply and refusing to separate your body from your spirit, your desire from your work, from your pleasure, from your purpose. But also being honest about what your desire actually is. Is it your desire? Is it someone else's? Who does the desire belong to? What's the point of origin for it? Who told you to want what you want? So, join me. Reach for me. Love you.